Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another iRacing video. This time around, we are driving the fixed Porsche Cup series at Road America. Halfway through the season. And as of when I'm recording this, we actually just got an update that we're going to see some big changes to iRacing Season 2 2025. So it's going to be really fun to look at. As for now, time to focus on this one instead here. So, obviously trying to get our safety rating up mainly. But also seeing what else we can do. And, well, Road America definitely isn't an easy track. I was just driving the GT4 series. It's definitely quite difficult, especially if you've got the LMP3s also racing around you. It's a lovely track here, located in America, as the name might suggest. It's a really fun circuit, and actually makes for quite a few overtaking opportunities, although it is obviously not that wide, as you can see. Let's just see what this will bring to us. Lap 1 so far seems to be going well. Obviously, our stats are quite decent for now. And we see already we can go down the inside, but then we overshoot the corner. We do lose the position again here. It happens, but you gotta be careful. These cars are not easy. That most definitely shows. See, we've also got the motion cam and the TV cam in there as always. Nothing out of the ordinary, but that's how we usually do it. If you have any feedback regarding this, make sure to let us know. This is a really long right-hander you're getting yourselves into, and this is quite difficult if you don't want to go off for lift or brake. These cars, it should be a little bit easier than the GT4s that I was driving. Can't imagine that corner being flat on, for example, GT3s or maybe even hypercars. But we'll see. This is definitely pushing the limit here. And seems to be up to pace this time around, which is good to see. So obviously it's in an 800 strength of field race, or 799 has to be specific. We're expecting him to move up a couple positions. I know he's a rather fast driver. See what he can do. Stands right now. All is looking okay. You gotta be pushing harder than this. It is currently first lap done. Doing well in terms of positions. We've had some opportunities to overtake. We've made a small mistake, which has cost us a little bit of time. But other than that, decent clean lap. We now get going. What else we can deliver? Obviously no qualifying lap already means that you're a little bit further behind than what you like to be. See a big incident ahead of us, 2 cars involved that we both will pass, which is always nice. Those were Ian Alloy and Adrian Noveri. It's great news for us here. Now we see also a driver parked up and one driver hitting the wall right next to us. That is absolute chaos right there. Seems like we're one of the few drivers that's actually just managed to keep it on the track here, which is great news for us, really. All is good now. We let one driver by us. Driver who's very much quicker than us, and Nicolas Bayo will go right by us. And we immediately go back to racing, seeing if we can, gain a little bit of time towards the other drivers, or if we could just continue driving in no man's land. I mean, that's also okay. Now make sure we keep the incident points low. There we go off, unfortunately, so that is an incident point. And therefore, we need to let the guy ahead of us go. So QE who goes by. Continue the race a little bit later on. We're in lap 6. We have Martin Sharp right behind us here. We're not looking to give up this position so easily. Does seem like he makes his way by, but now we can prioritize the exit maybe. It's actually the Red Bull car now. Coming out ahead. They can do, and now it's just a matter of making sure we stay in the position we are. Red Bull car here, doing quite okay. to go for defensive line here. Now we continue behind us. So we do have the pace to keep up here, but we're not necessarily able to find a way around just yet. Now, as always, if you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe. It would be very much appreciated. So we're obviously trying to grind back to 100 subscribers. Be awesome to see if we can manage that. A little bit early, we just about managed to avoid him. I thought we were going to touch him for a second there. And also the drivers catching up to us here. Looks like we've just about survived. We've now got the white pink car right behind us. Gonna go for an inside set. And then unfortunately he locks the tires. He goes back off again. Good awareness when it comes to the driving here. Definitely shows, which is awesome to see. And then the driver ahead of us that does go off. Does he hold his brakes? Not really, so we have to kind of go off there. Make sure that we avoid him. Surviving we will. Now a big lock up here in the beginning. Shift all the way back to first to make the corner. The same corner that we seem to be struggling with quite a little bit. Yep, it definitely isn't an easy one, I can tell you that much. That just is what it is, and looks like it on the map has been fixed at the minimum. Here we see another lock up here. Go off, unfortunately. Just about managing. Continuing. As if nothing ever happened in the first place. Now going back up to speed if we can. Towards the end of the race already, we have Stefan Junior down there inside. Number 12 Bilstein car. Gained that position rather nicely. Looks like he's managed. Now it was all good to go again. Keep chasing. Doesn't look like we're getting anything closer though, so right, won't be able to do that, and that's just what it is like sometimes. No more fuel now. Should be able to finish up the race though, no problem. That is the race from our perspective then. Quite the eventful one, I have to say, in the beginning at least. I think that will just be whatever there's left. And I mean, to solve them, I think we can be happy with that, right? It's a P9, only 3 incident points, so we're gaining a lot of incident safety rating here, which is pretty good to see. Here's the overall position for us, and not the most spectacular season it has been, but obviously the season's still very long. There it is then. Highlights of the race. Time to see how it went. We are on board with our poleman. It's a standing start here in the Porsche Cup. This is not an easy one, let me tell you. This is a clean start here. Seems to be that he's immediately getting a small gap in. Here is once again the same start, and it's a rough start for the BWT portion. That kind of holds up another driver. So that's never a good sign here. Some drivers starting from the pits here. It's the Apple car we're focusing on. That is Alex Armstrong, and he misses the corner. Quite significantly too, he goes straight off. There's nothing that he can do. I think he just kind of has to let it go for now. Do see him eventually able to rejoin the race here, but has to take quite a bit of time to catch up to the drivers. Here's Matisse, Gina Ferry, the inside. That is a little bit of a lock up there, which means that he is able to go by again. And we go wide. Well then Petkovic, he goes off. And it's Young Ming to come around in the white anime car. Don't know the specifics. If someone else knows in the comments, please let me know in that case. Got a lot to learn for some of these liveries. This is the number 16 car, Ian de Klerk, who goes off, and now it's completely parked there. Luckily, everyone else avoids him. That's a tricky part. You want to just go back to racing, but you know, you need to be predictable. If you start moving there and you ram somebody else off, that's even worse. A little bit later on, we're watching. It's a driver in P3 behind him right now. That's Dominic Rose. So this is actually for P2. There's contact between the two, and unfortunately he finds himself going off. Dominic Rose goes by that way. Xu Yi is now fighting at the middle of the pack again. Oh no, that is such a shame really, because obviously that was never intentional. Does hurt, let me tell you that. There's more of that incident, and oh, that is Willem Petkovic, and when he spins out, he completely disappears from the server. Seems to be a connection issue or something along those lines, but it's pretty weird. Songer goes by Martin Sharp. Easy position gained. No problems right there. We see Jun Yong Yong trying to get by. Xu Yi was fighting for a podium at some point. Fortunately now no longer doing so, and it's to make really big comeback happen. She's trying to do. Maybe he can, and he tries going around the outside. Then can Xu maintain his position? The answer is no. At least not by the use of it. Yes, he's definitely by now. So number 2 now getting involved, and there's contact between the number 2 of Nicolas Bayo and Xu Yi. Once again, that must have falling back positions. That's no fun. Definitely not what was intentional, but it's a shame though, because it's once again losing positions. It really shouldn't be. Here's Javier Bernabe. Driving alone, locks the brakes, and therefore goes off. Quite significantly too. Has to rejoin, has to wait for the right opportunity. Doesn't want to be driving over people, and luckily is able to eventually get the car going in the right direction, which is very important to see. It's managed only just about. Good to see, really. There is the Apple car going off again, and I think it's just about touched number 20 there. Alex Armstrong, well, just not having a great race, and the driver hit number 20. Pavic Wacharoon is going to try and make his way over towards the pits, while Alex Armstrong does retire from the race. Here's an onboard with Stefan Tune, who goes by Javier Bernabe rather easily. He lets him go, he's not interested. Here is Chuang Sung again. Can he do that? Jean-Baptiste behind. There, oh, he has a spin of his own. Loses control. Several drivers all go by at once, unfortunately making him put at the back of the pack here again. I think that just sums up how his race has gone in a nutshell here. Martin Sharp. Some magic Red Bull crossover livery. His QE goes by. Driver is obviously very quick, but just needs to do a lot of comebacks here. That's not easy. Another spin. Coming up right there. It is Ian O'Loughlin who goes off. And there we also see that the P7 driver, Adrian Noveri driver that we were chasing, goes off. Juan Song is eventually coming up soon. And when he does so, it takes the first. But I think there was a little bit of contact there anyways. They continue. And it looks like the moment the field is just getting pulled more and more apart right now. It's just such a shame, really. There's contact again. So, yeah, that's not a good look, really. And now it seems that he's done the work himself now. Here is the race leader, Ricky Perkins, who goes for a little bit of a spin. Sees the first driver go by. That makes him P2. Has to wait for P3 and now P4 rejoining. There he is. He's fallen back those positions. He's able to get back into the race unharmed, which is probably as important. Has to let it slide. It's number 18 car, Chung Sun. Has a little bit of a spin himself. Has to rejoin, but can't really go full throttle until the drivers have passed him. But he is able to rejoin as if nothing's ever happened in the first place. Here we have Phil, Ricky Perkins. Tries to go for something here. And goes off and sees that Junyoung Yeong is going right by No Mobile 1 car. Iconic sponsor in motorsports, of course. He continues. Here's a big chase on board. From Matisse, we see Nicolas Bayot go right by. And we have Craig Johnston here. In the Leclerc come in right behind him. And it's going to be Leclerc who gets the overtake on. And then it's also going to be the Wilstein car of Stefan Tune. He's also able to continue on his way. Here's an onboard with Chuang Sun. The pass, Craig Johnston. Later is going to do the same thing when he sees Adrian Noveri coming out of the pits again. But had to repair his car, unfortunately, after the incident that he was involved with. It ended up costing him quite a bit of time here. You can see it again, the mere speed difference as they rejoin. Has to let them all go. I think it's a wise decision here by Adrian Noveri, who wants to just go back to racing in a clean manner. He doesn't want to get involved in much more. And here we see Martin Sharp having quite the moment. He goes off. Eventually can continue though, so no big deal. It's always pretty scary when you say things like this, and seems like this time around he's managed, which is good to see. See the number 12 going for a move down the inside. The Stefan Tune makes it work, but then he goes too wide. I think he's still done it anyways. Stays ahead of Ian Leclerc here. Just fighting for position. Full lock up from Jean Matisse. He goes off. He goes right by. That was a fast driver that most likely was going to catch up either way. Now we also have another spin for Chuang Sun. A very BWT car. It's too wide, goes off. Gets passed by Craig Johnston. His bright green car. That's just how that has to go in the end. All is good now. Craig Johnston. The BWT car unfortunately crashed out. He's able to continue. So he gets by Adrian Neferi rather easily. Now we have Martin Sharp trying to get close and maybe go for the overtake onto Sven Matthijs. And he goes down the inside. We leave the door wide open and we do see that he goes by then. So good news, he managed to make it stick. Therefore seems to be very successful doing so. What's going to be coming next now? We're still chasing. Seems like all is okay for now. Yep, no changes from that point on. He just goes right by. Somebody's still looking to chase, but losing a little bit of time. The slipstream's going to help him keep on his tail. Opportunity to try and potentially take it back, but be able to do so, time will tell. You see that eventually he's just going to disappear into the distance. Yes, Ian Leclerc. Happened to win then. Here it goes. Another spin here for Chuang Sun. Neferi and Craig Johnston, they both go by, but he's kind of in the middle of the track here. That's always the awkward part, you know. Gotta be predictable. You gotta make sure you get out of the way. Number 18 then continues to go off himself right there. Yeah, it's definitely getting messy out there now. He managed to keep it going? No, I don't think so. Jaffe Bernabe is now coming up closer. Now we see Hinterhoffing goes for the inside line, but then outbrakes himself, and that means Sven Matthijs will get the overtake done. Once again regains his position that he just about lost. He saw it coming and he decided not to enact on it. Let them take out themselves. Let them self-sabotage, and that's exactly what's happened right there. Number 5 continues. Yeah, losing more time after going off twice. Here we have the same battle yet again. Although this time Dominic Rose was leading the race right now. Pavic Bukharoon still kind of defending, or at least, you know, not letting it go. Eventually the buy very successful now later on. Then Matthijs. This was a little bit of a spin up and just about avoided. Hold your brakes. That's always scary, which means that Sven Matthijs does go by. Later on we once again see the same driver, Martin Sharp, in the number 14. What can he manage? Time to figure it out. There's another lockup. Oh no. Martin not having a great time. I think that's pretty certain. Suppose that also happens. The lock up here for Sven Matisse. That's not going to do his tires any good. He's going to go off track, so no instant points gained there for Sven, as he's managed to get off this race with only 3. Decent result, but he seems to be locking the brakes a couple times, and this time he does go off. That might allow Stefan Tune to go by. I think that's going to happen. I'm pretty certain that's going to happen now. A good look per se, and now see this also being chased by Stefan Tune. Like to take the opportunity to get in there. Let's see what else is going to be happening then. Another driver going off, Martin Sharp that is. You see Ian Olofin going right by him. That was to be expected, of course. There we go now, a 2-man battle here. Between, in this case, number 3 car. Also, the Mobile 1 car ahead of him again. Young. Does move up to 3rd position eventually. Here is Powersport Sharoon. Sees the driver who's currently in P2 coming around. Always scary stuff if that happens, of course. And wants to go for the overtake here. Now, there's obviously no reason to defend this anymore. And they know this too. A little bit later on, we find ourselves once again in a freeway battle. Although this time around, it once again is a driver that's trying to overtake here. It's once again a lap driver. So it's something that's happened a couple times here. Interesting as that is. We once again see Phil Perkins going off. Yeah, it's just a messy race out there. I think that goes for everyone, right? It's not a good look per se. Guess that just happens from time to time. But if we were able to avoid it, it would have been pretty nice. Well, this is Sven Matisse. Stefan Tune. Tune currently leading between the two. Was to be expected. You have a 4-way battle here, or some drivers at least are getting lapped here, so you got to be a little bit careful of what you say. Big mistake being made, and then there's contact. Havic, Borcharoon, Yeong in the Mobile 1 car, and he sees that Jamie D. Thomas in P4 right now also goes by the lap driver. Yeah, that's the thing, you don't really getting into anyone's way, but unfortunately you have, and that's never a good sign. Here is Phil Perkins again, as we just watched Craig Johnson let the driver by. Who is gonna lose his back end? Hit the wall. Now, it's the driver coming up behind him. Just Mr. Bayot right there. Trying to see who can take this P5 spots right now. Phil Perkins was, of course, at some point leading, but he's made a couple individual unforced errors. Which is unfortunately setting him elsewhere. Battle. Far from over, of course. At the moment, it still looks like Phil Perkins is leading between the two. It's pretty close out there. Now, we see that Phil Perkins still has to defend here. Because Bayot keeps the pressure on. It's just a matter of waiting here. As it stands, maybe here's the opportunity then. They go side by side. Nicolas Bayot will eventually go for the overtake. Perkins will have to lift. And there we go. Frenchman makes his way by. Makes it happen. Even though it was messy, he manages to do it. It stands right now. This battle's also far from over still. Because Bayot is currently still in the lead and doesn't look like that's changing, but they're coming up to a couple back markers. This is Pavic Borcharoun then. Back marker. Let's hope he didn't get into the way. That'll be such a shame. Two drivers go by immediately. The seat that isn't going elsewhere. Well, after he lets him by, finds himself now making a mistake and also going for a little bit of a spin. It's that UU is making quite the comeback right now. He's in P7 again. Goes by him. Awesome to see. Managed to make it work. It's not easy. Pick it out there again. This is the number 6 car. Dominic Rose just had a flawless race and he goes to win the Porsche Cup race here over at Road America. Does it so easily. Takes that position and it's obviously well deserved. Just one of the few drivers that drove a flawless game. That's what's got him there. Awesome to see, really. Now we see here number 4 car coming in second. Sun Ming. And we have behind him Yun Yong Yeong in the Mobile 1 car. Jamie D. Thomas then follow along here. We still have this battle here for P6 and P5. This Bayot currently ahead here in P5, the number 2 car. Still Perkins would love to take this towards the end there, but needs to get into the slipstream. I think it might just be too little too late, although his exit's good. I don't know why he's not abusing the slipstream. In the end, it doesn't really seem to matter. We see that this Bayot will win it out for Mr. Perkins. And then here is the qualifying hot lap from the pole sitter. Unfortunately didn't win this time around. Let's see how this is going to be going. 210.482. For all clean. Not changing anything there. All is still looking okay as far as I can see. Maybe that will change a little bit later on. Now 210 is definitely a quick lap around here. These drivers, they know it too. Obviously just trying to take it easy enough to make sure you get a good lap in. I think they've just about managed here. As it stands, seems like it's all taking it clean. And always, if you're liking this kind of content, make sure you like and subscribe. We put a lot of efforts into these videos. Seems like that's been going well for now. Let's see. Now, going to pushing quick. This is definitely one of those corners that can be pretty sketchy if you don't get it right. But a high-speed corner, you gotta believe that you're making the corner, and then you will. Managing just well. Into the last couple corners here. Thank you guys so much for watching. There's a video we recommend, and also make sure you subscribe to the SimRacer Sim Racing Driver channel would be very much appreciated. My name is Ricky. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.